Hey everybody, this is David Dulany with Tenbound, talking through our new framework, this Tenbound Way sales development process. So the way to use this is we all start on the right side with the customer journey and the way that the customer moves through their awareness in looking for new tools, reading blogs, gathering information, and eventually becoming involved in the decision making of your potentially your product or service, doing more research, usually winnowing things down to two or three main competitors, and then deciding on what they want to do. So the way that we look at sales development is we need to be able to target the customer throughout this journey, and really start with the database first, and then making sure that we have all the responsible parties aligned toward responding and being proactive within the customer journey. So as far as looking at your database, we always want to start at the account level. And this is more relevant toward going outbound. So at the account level, are we doing everything that we can to create awareness and understand who are the top players in the accounts, and what are their main pain points that we're trying to focus on right now? Within that account list, we need to start with a prioritization. So we need to make sure that we've identified accounts properly and we're focused on the accounts that have the biggest impact on the business. The next level in there is the persona prioritization. So within those accounts, there's people that are involved in the decision-making process of looking at your solution. So we want to make sure that we have the right people in the database. They're well prioritized based on who we should be talking to. And we're setting up our messaging and our motions toward talking with those people about the overall industry and the pain points and how they could potentially get involved, leading them to some sort of call to action. Now, when they're in the research phase, that's usually when they've even come in as an inbound lead, or they've done a demo request and they're really serious about finding a problem solving solution. And you may be one of the potential vendors that they're looking at. So now it becomes, when we're talking to those people, can we communicate the value? And this is where the SDRs really need to work on their communication skills, whether it's writing, social, or calling people. They need to be able to communicate the value, talk about the pain points, and get a commitment from the potential customer that they definitely understand their world and they have something that might be of value. Next is making sure that once the meeting is accepted, that they have a strong commitment and a strong handoff between the sales development team and the sales team, and make sure that they put their best foot forward and that they have all the information that they need to be able to winnow down the decision making to have you be one of the top vendors. So when you're thinking about your database, you really want to set it up to align with where the customers are potentially in their journey. The next thing that we look at is who's responsible for this. So we find a lot of companies leave it to the SDRs to do a lot of the account and persona prioritization. And of course, that's a part of the job, but really that, in a data-driven environment, marketing should be really focused on setting up those account and persona lists so that the SDRs can come in and really focus on the communication of value. They have the right accounts, they have the right people, and now they need to work on their sales skills. Can they talk to people? Can they write messages? Can they really influence them during that research stage so that they take a meeting and winnow down their solution as one of the ones that they're considering? And then finally, sales takes over in creating pipeline and really making sure that they're following a good service level agreement with the SDR team, that if the SDR delivers the right account, the right person, they've communicated the value correctly, and they've set up a meeting, that sales does everything they can possible to make sure that pipeline is created and closed. And then, as you become more sophisticated, you have more tools involved. It's really important that you go beyond just sales operations and marketing operations, but really think of the whole revenue chain as it relates to sales development and think more in revenue operations. And where we come in at the go-to-market side is making sure that everything is integrated in the database to push uh, the potential clients down the funnel into pipeline created. And that's a smooth process that is not consistently manual process that the sales development reps have to do over and over again. And so that's very important. And then when we look at the executive level, really we like to think about the chief revenue officer here, because this is integrating and aligning marketing, SDR, and sales. Even beyond that, what are the products that are being developed, and how do those influence the customer journey? So really, this is beyond just should the SDRs report to sales or marketing. It's almost a new aligned position of the CRO that's really thinking about how is this all integrated and aligned to create the most pipeline consistently. So that is the sales development process framework. If you have any questions, we have a deeper dive on the blog, and we're happy to jump on a call and walk through how you're doing this, what you've seen work, and where there might be choke points in the process that we can look at.